Welcome to Intergenerational Conversations, where hosts Kiona Owens and Josephine Robinson bridge the generational gap in the nonprofit world. Each episode dives deep into topics that bring diverse ages togetherness, sparking innovation, understanding, and collaboration. Through engaging interviews and dynamic discussions, Intergenerational Conversation explores how different generations contribute their unique perspectives to shape stronger, more inclusive nonprofit communities. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting your journey, join us as we uncover the power of conversations, shared experiences, and collective wisdom across the age.
Good evening. Welcome to Intergenerational Conversations. I'm Josephine Robinson. My co-host Kiona Owens won't be with us today, but we have a wonderful program lined up for you today. My guest is Miss Justine Mosley-Stephens, who has worked and did amazing work in the Inglewood community. And today we're going to talk about her work with the Inglewood Back to School Parade and how she did an intergenerational succession plan for younger people to take over the parade. So Justine, thanks for coming.
Glad to be here.
All right. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of how you got started with the Inglewood Back to School Parade?
Well, the Inglewood Back to School Parade started in, if I'm not mistaken, around 1966, 67.
Okay.
And it was put together by a gentleman that lived in the community.
Okay.
Mr. Pittman.
Okay.
And Mr. Pittman lived in the block of 6500 block of Peoria.
Okay.
And he worked for the United States Post Office.
Okay.
And Mr. Pittman got young people together, gang-related kids, and he put us together, to deter us from fighting one another. He put together that parade. He started out with a drum and bugle corps.
Okay.
And it was successful to the point where we found ourselves, along with Mr. Pittman pushing us, up and down Halsted.
Okay. Okay.
And Halsted at that time was like going downtown on State Street.
Okay.
And he had us performing up and down the streets of Inglewood as a drum and bugle corps. Neighbors, block clubs, business all got together and said, hey, let's follow Mr. Pittman, because Mr. Pittman had been asking for donations in order to enhance that parade more.
So, can I stop you? How old were you when you first got involved with
15.
So you were a young lady. You were a teenager.
Yes, I was a teeny bopper.
Oh, you were a teenager bopper. So Mr. Pittman saw something in you, so you started being in the parade.
Yes, we were in the parade, and I started a majorette.
Okay.
Team out of that parade. So the group would have a majorette team, and we went all around the city. We went to the Bud Billiken, which was big at the time. He even took us to Indiana to a parade. And after the businesses got involved, it grew to the point where it was one of the second largest black parade in the city of Chicago.
Excellent.
As the years went,
Mr.
Pittman's, he passed away. His wife took over.
Okay.
His wife had it for a couple of years, and she passed it on to the nephews.
Okay.
Two of his nephews, Lionel Pittman and Kenny Pittman.
Okay.
Then they passed it on to me.
So what year was that?
That was in 30 years now.
Okay, so that was in the early 90s.
In the early 90s, yes.
And so you Miss Justine is a very successful business person, does a lot of work around real estate. So Miss Justine, you started organizing the parade, and you started helping the Pittman.
Yes.
So what made you do that?
Well, it was the passion I had for the community as well as for the parade, because I know what the parade did for me as a young person, as well as others, teenagers that was in the community. We didn't have to fight one another as gangs.
Right.
Because we wanted to be involved.
Exactly.
And as long as we stayed above ground doing that, Mr. Pittman was behind us 100%. And I remember back in the day, we was talking about getting uniforms. Mr. Pittman went to the Salvation Army and they gave some old uniforms,
wow,
old instruments, drums, the bugles and everything. And it was just like seventh heaven to us.
Right.
And we grew from that to the point where we were getting, I used to get S&H green stamps.
Right. For those of you that don't remember that, my mom used to be able to get all kind of good things if you collected S&S. So Mr. Pittman really was about helping the younger generation.
The young people, yes, he was.
And he was committed.
He was committed.
And he showed you guys how to do certain things.
Yes.
So when you got the parade, you had a committee of people, and you had different ages that work with you.
Right.
Could you tell us a little bit about how you formulated a committee?
A committee, and there were several people that stepped up to the plate, and the more stepped up, the more came.
Right.
Until it became a community committee. And they used to say to me, well, Justine is the coordinator.
Right.
I would say, no, I'm not the coordinator.
Okay.
Everybody in the room was a coordinator.
Okay.
Because it took all of us to put it together and to make it happen.
Right.
We got monies from various people would donate. Never can forget about St. Bernard's Hospital.
Okay.
That came in full blast with the people, the staff over there. And if we fell short anywhere, because we gave away food and drinks and book bags, and St. Bernard's Hospital would fill the void. If we needed book bags, St. Bernard's made it happen. If we needed food, St. Bernard's made it happen. We gave a breakfast each morning.
Yes.
Not each morning, but the morning of the parade.
Exactly.
We would have a dignitaries breakfast.
Exactly.
And all the dignitaries, our politicians, even the mayor of the city, Mayor Daley, bless his soul, he came 110.
Yes, he did.
On our behalf, helping us, whatever we needed, he was there. Whatever we wanted to do, he supported it. The 7th District Police Department, they came out. The fire department, they came out. The schools, they came out. The churches, and it was just Family Day in Inglewood.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm proud to say that parade is 50 plus years old.
Yes, it is.
Now, there has never been a crime or anything drastic to happen on parade day.
Excellent.
And that's something to be proud of. Now, it might have happened before the day or after the day, but it didn't happen on Inglewood Back to School Parade Day. The people of that community respected that parade and still do.
Yes.
They look forward to it because it is a parade that you have the gangs that's all over the city now.
Right.
And the children in Inglewood can't cross the boundary line.
Right.
They can't go to the Bud Billiken. If they can, the parents are afraid to send them to the Bud Billiken.
Right.
So it's all right because they say we have our own parade.
Right. So one of the things that's wonderful with the parade, everybody is welcome.
Everybody is welcome.
And there's no fees.
No fee.
And I had the golden opportunity to work with Justine, and the fact that the focus is children.
Children.
So you really kept the tradition that Mr. Pittman started.
Yes.
That
yes.
it was children.
Yes.
And adults come to complement and
Yes.
work the children. You've had support from local elected officials.
Yes.
Tell us about how you kept it children focused.
Yes. I would put the word out. It's not a parade for politicians.
Right.
It's not a parade to show and tell grown folks.
Right.
It's about our children. Now, politicians are more than welcome.
Yes.
But on that day, they cannot solicit or campaign.
Yes.
Anything of that nature.
Yes.
They're there for the children and the children only. And we feed our children.
Yes.
Mr. Pittman used to give us hot dogs that he bought from the local store.
Right.
Donated from the local store.
Right.
Which was the high and low.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
High and low.
Right. Right.
And he would get 10 pounds for $1, I think.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what they cost, but they boil those hot dogs, the water turned red, and them hot dogs will swell up and go look like a battleship.
Right. Right. Right.
And some pre-sweetened Kool-Aid.
All right. All right.
But as time went on, it got better
Right.
and better and better to the point that we were giving beef hot dogs,
Exactly.
name brand sodas,
Exactly.
name brand school supplies, book bags, the works.
Exactly.
And we did not charge for anything. Eat as much as you want.
Yes.
And the good part, we will climax in the park, Ogden Park. I didn't allow no selling, no stands, no nothing.
Exactly.
Don't sell nothing in this park during the parade, day or time. Don't do it. Because this is a free day for us and our children to mingle together, to enjoy one another, to get to know one another, because we have children come from other communities.
Exactly.
Groups.
Exactly.
You know, South Shore.
Yes.
Drill Team.
Yes.
The Mets and all of them from the West Side. They would come and they were welcome
Exactly.
in that park to participate in the parade. We have a show at the end on the bandstand, and the children love it, competing, and there was no arguing, no disagreements. None of that went on.
Right.
Because we didn't allow it, and they knew it before they got together.
Well, one of the things that was wonderful about the parade is that you had a multi-generational group that worked with you.
Yes.
And so under Justine's leadership, she really mentored younger people.
Yes,
And I
yes.
think what we're talking about today is the importance of us. We're both older now.
Yes.
But as we got older, the fact that you were very deliberate to make sure that younger people learned how to do certain things.
Learn how to do it, learn how to operate it.
Yes.
They can't learn it all in one
Exactly.
term, no. But at least they were interested, they took an interest in it, and they want to know how to do it. Show me how to do it. And we took and put our people together.
Exactly.
And we voted on who was going to be the next leader.
So tell us about what made you decide that. When did you, so you did it, let's say 1990, and then...
I did it 25 years.
Okay, so what made you decide that it was time for you to develop and I want to say, Justine, all of this is volunteer work. Justine is a successful business person, deals a lot with real estate and but her commitment and love for the community, she decided that it was time for a younger person to come. And what made you make that decision? We're talking about succession plan.
Because I found through life that you have to learn to give. And if you don't train up a child in the way it should go, then it goes astray.
Exactly.
So we have young people that took an interest,
Okay.
that wanted to work with me
Right.
to take over the parade. No. We're not going to, I'm going to put you in charge.
Exactly.
Pass the torch. Why? Because we were doing things by phone.
Yes.
By letters.
Exactly.
You understand? Hand carrying some letters.
Yes.
And on the phone or passing the word to pass the word. And now the young people are on the computers.
Yes.
Where they can email, they can text.
Yes.
They can tell. They don't have to leave their home to send you a message. Now they tell them they're sending money through the phone.
That's right.
So it's a new day. It's a new generation. So I wanted to be able to be here to pass that torch.
Yes.
While I'm still here and in my sound mind.
Exactly.
So I could help somebody.
Exactly.
So my living wouldn't be in vain.
Exactly.
I could say, well, I did this. And that generation could take it and run with it.
Exactly.
And that's what they're doing. We got two beautiful young ladies, Nicole and Sandra.
Right.
And unfortunately, Nicole is not here, but Sandra's doing a wonderful job.
And Nicole was a young lady that grew up in Inglewood.
And was under me.
And was under Miss Justine.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important for those of us that are in the field of social services, whether we volunteer or we're paid, to look at, to see and recognize that when it's time for us to help along. And what I want to say about Justine and her is that she did not just leave them.
No.
She is there for consultation and mentoring.
Yes.
Because that's important, because it's all the different parts of the parade is really, because the breakfast, you kind of slid over that, but Justine started where local officials and local leaders come to celebrate the breakfast, the parade, and Mr. Wilson, who you said kind of mentored you.
Yes, Mr. Wilson, and along with Mrs. Pittman and the two nephews.
Right.
Mentored me, and Mrs. Pittman, unfortunately, she passed.
Right.
When she passed, we were like, what? You know?
Right.
And we had to do it, and it's good to pass it on and train now.
Exactly.
Because when Mr. Pittman died, it was, I think, a day or 2 days before a parade.
Wow.
And he passed away suddenly with a heart attack.
Okay.
Nobody knew nothing.
Wow.
Nobody knew nothing because Mr. Pittman did everything, you know.
Okay.
And so we didn't want that to happen again.
So you saw what Mr. Pittman's heart, and I think in our community, a lot of times we take it all in, and we're not deliberate to teach.
That's right.
And so when you were able to, when Mr. Pittman came in, you were there, and then when his sons came in, but you made a system.
Yeah.
And I would share, Justine met with those of us that were on the committee.
Yes, I did.
On a regular basis to keep us informed on what was going on. And you had some major supporters. You talked about how Mr. Spencer Leak.
Yeah, Mr. Leak, Reverend Leak, Sr., and then when Reverend Leak passed, Spencer Leak, which is Reverend Leak's son.
Right.
He stepped in. He supported. We had Callahan Funeral Home.
Wow.
We had Taylor Funeral Home.
Mm-hmm.
We had various funeral homes that stepped up.
Right.
Because when one do, they all do, because they stick together.
Exactly. And I didn't know. I know about how Mr. Leak was involved, and I've gotten to know the Callahans, and they're very committed to the community.
Yes, very.
And I think it's important because businesses want to support things, and when they know that
it's legit.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so Mr. Spencer took up Reverend Leak.
Yes.
And that was multi-generational and intergenerational.
Yes.
And the Callahans, they've got their children, and they're doing scholarships and training people about not waiting till the last minute to take care of your business. And so it's really important. So when Nicole came, she was able to learn under you.
Yes.
And you helped her. You didn't just say, here it is, and go. And I think when you're talking about succession plans, so Justine, and when Nicole did an excellent job, but when she got married and relocated, Sandra, and she's doing it. And so you're there with
Sandra. And I'm there with Sandra, whatever she needs or needs to know. She can call me anytime, day or night. Mm-hmm. And I don't step in and try to roadblock her ideas.
Exactly.
Because she's part of that new generation.
Exactly.
That younger generation. You know, my old ways.
Right.
Are not always the right way.
Okay.
So we got some young folks.
Exactly.
That's got young minds.
Yes.
That know and understand. The main thing is the importance of knowing.
Exactly.
Of learning.
Exactly.
How to keep on keeping on.
Exactly.
Not you. If you get something such as that parade, you cannot hold it.
Right.
Because you're only here for a few days.
And I think the point, and we've got 5 minutes left, I think the point that we want to tell our audience, it's important that when you pass it on, that you mentor and you don't leave people alone.
That's right.
And Sandra is doing an excellent job.
Yes, she is.
And Justine, in addition to she didn't do just the parade, she helps the community year round. Yes. And Sandra is keeping up the same. Pace. She's working with the homeless. She's doing different things. Because the parade is kind of a celebration of the community. But I think the children enjoy it, the talent show, and the fact that you got people from all different ages and different walks of life, people that used to live in Inglewood, people that are living in Inglewood now, new people, everybody is welcome. Yes. And one of the things that you started a resource area. So if parents, because how many people that normally come to the parade?
Oh, about 1,500.
Yes.
Will end up in the park.
Yes.
And we have resource from the hospitals.
Yes.
The health clinics.
Yes.
The churches.
Yes.
The shelters.
Yes.
The whole 9 yards. I didn't know I had high blood until once we was at the parade. And
right.
They had a stand set up. And I just sat to be sitting, tired. And they said, well, Justine, let me take yours.
Wow.
They took my blood pressure, and she said, when you leave here, you go straight to the emergency.
Wow.
And here my blood pressure has been elevating.
Yes.
I had no knowledge of it.
Right.
You know, so the resource that's there is vital.
Excellent.
To the community, because a lot of people go in their homes, especially our seniors.
Yes.
And they don't know that they can get this or need that. And we make a way for them to get information, to get service if they want to. We have the housing department is there.
Yes, it's real.
It's just
one.
You know.
And one of the things.
We pay for nothing.
Yes.
Nothing.
So one of the things that we want to bring out today is that it's important to look at when you're getting ready to transition and have a succession plan, that you work and help, and that the resources are there that's available. And Justine didn't say, but Justine really put a lot of her private resources into the parade as well. Yes. And I think Sandra, who's the new parade coordinator, is usually the third Saturday in August. Mm-hmm. So look out for information, but it's still very strong and it's committed to the community. So we want to thank Justine for coming and sharing her story and hopefully encouraging people as you begin to plan, because Justine and I are baby boomers. We'll never stop.
No.
But we are learning to transition so that we can get younger people to do the work in the community. And I think it's a testimony to say that younger people want to do it, but older people have got to help them along.
That's right.
And I think that that's so important. And on behalf of Touch Gift Foundation, we're still having wonderful programs, and we just started a program in the Kelly Library, 61st and Normal, in the Inglewood community on Fridays from 1 to 3 to learn about the computers, because I'm getting better, but I don't know as much, and we've got young people free, no charge. We do it at Bessie Coleman Library, and we have other things. And a group that we work with called Sisters in the Struggle, we're having our annual Celebrating African American Women Across Generations this Saturday at Gifts from God's Ministry, 1818 West 74th Street, and we celebrate women in their 90s to children as young as 4 and 5 because they made a difference in the community. So thank you so much for tuning in with us today. Thank you, Justine, again for being our guest. And next month we'll be dealing with volunteerism. And please turn in. We see you every fourth Monday at 7 o'clock. So we'll look to see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we appreciate you. Thank you again, Justine. And on behalf of Kiona Owens and myself, thank you for watching. We appreciate you.
Welcome to Intergenerational Conversations, where hosts Kiona Owens and Josephine Robinson bridge the generational gap in the nonprofit world. Each episode dives deep into topics that bring diverse ages togetherness, sparking innovation, understanding, and collaboration. Through engaging interviews and dynamic discussions, Intergenerational Conversation explores how different generations contribute their unique perspectives to shape stronger, more inclusive nonprofit communities. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting your journey, join us as we uncover the power of conversations, shared experiences, and collective wisdom across the